PrymalChaos.
Hey guys, PrymalChaos here. Welcome to the channel. I am excited to be back. It's been probably 2 months or something since I released anything, which is really strange because for about 2 years, I released a video roughly every 3 or 4 days. And that schedule kind of caught up with me, and I'm not going to lie, I got a little bit burned out. And it made me reevaluate everything and how I'm going to approach the channel from now on. Also, I realized a bunch of other things too about that schedule. It was taking up every spare moment that I had available to me to do anything creative. And, you know, that's not who I am. I'm a project guy. I love doing a million different things, you know, art, music, whatever. And I realized I hadn't picked up a paintbrush in 2 years. I usually paint portraits and things like that, and I just hadn't done any of that. And also, I started to focus a lot more on my own personal musical journey, as opposed to just, you know, referencing everybody else's. And it's been really valuable to me, but I figured it was time to get off my butt and come back and do something and keep the channel alive rather than just abandon it, which I really never wanted to do. So anyway, with all that out of the way, I'm here for Dimash today. It's a Dimash kind of day. I wanted to do something big coming back. I wanted to do have a look at something I knew was going to be exciting and different and unusual. But for me personally, I like to check in on things where it's an event. If it's a music video or something. I mean, the story of One Sky was something that just literally blew my mind. I'd never seen anything like it before. And that's the kind of thing I want to do rather than just sort of check in and just do everything Dimash ever does. I'm sure there's people out there who take care of all that. But in my case, you know, I got too many bases to cover. So I like to check in on Dimash things that seem like pivotal moments in his journey, right? So anyway, I'm going to jump right in. I don't know anything about this song. So before I do, I just want to say this video today is brought to you in part by Enchroma. If you or anyone else you know is colorblind, click the link in my description. It'll take you to their website where you can get a free eye test, find out if you have a deficiency and if so, what kind. And while you're there, you can pick up a pair of glasses that will help you see the world a little bit more like everyone else. I say this every time, but I love mine. I wear them every day as my usual sunglasses. And it's really reshaped the world I, particularly as an artist, see the world. Anyway, with all that being said, Dimash, here we go. When I've Got You. Nice roller. Oh, we're getting moody for this one. I like it. Okay. I'm getting Rocky Horror vibes. Oh, okay. It was a dark and stormy night. Is it? Hang on, is it a coincidence that the layout of this mansion is almost identical to the one from Resident Evil, the video game? Was actually the first game I ever had on the original PlayStation. I bought it with the PlayStation, and I will never forget that manor. You know, but just this facade, this foyer area, it looks so remarkably similar. I mean, is it an accident? Most likely, but boy, yeah, yeah. Oh, okay. Oh. Oh, that's a cool rhythm.
Making my way down south to the river. Ran lost for the.
Oh, that's nice harmony.
'Cause I'm looking for freedom. There's nothing but change 'Cause I'm gonna fight this time, fight every moment. Not gonna lie, it hurts this time, 'cause I am feeling alone.
Oh, come on, Dimash.
Inside. Not gonna lie, I come back to life when I've got you. You are my gateway to heaven. I haven't known in my life, my love. Oh, my baby. You are the best thing to happen. I got an angel to get to right. Yeah, watching every single thing and every little step that they take. You make it all worth it, baby. Oh.
Wow. Okay. So I'm sorry. I got to apologize. I feel like I have to explain this, right? Every time. The reason reactors pause in the middle of music is if we don't, we're not abiding by fair use copyright laws. Okay. And second of all, I got a million things bouncing around in my head. I've got to get them out. I apologize. I will go back. But every time I do that, I get so many comments saying, just listen to the song. Yes, I would love to. But legally, if I want to do this properly and legally, I can't. Back to the song. There's an anecdote that was just bouncing around in my head while I was listening to Dimash's performance for the first half of this song. And that is when I was in high school, there was an incredibly talented, classically trained pianist I think he was a year below me in school. And so they'd pull him out every once in a while at school assemblies or whatever to just do a performance or something like that. And he was supremely talented and he'd often play, classical standards. What he would do is he would be playing these things flawlessly, but occasionally he would just drop in these blue notes and little runs and little, chromatic little bits that aren't in there. But it just gave it this blues swagger just for a fraction of a second that would prick everyone's ears up in the audience because it immediately made it cool, right? And to me, that's what this feels like. Dimash is he's putting his experience as a classical performer, and he is, working, he's a diverse performer, but so much of the stuff with Igor Krutoy and all that, it can only be described as like contemporary classical, right? I assume, unless somebody can correct me. Him exploring this sort of Southern blues rock kind of pentatonic lit kind of thing that he's doing in this is a little bit like that. It's a little bit like taking immense classical perfection and experience and just tarnishing it with like this coolness. That's the best way I can describe it. He's sort of rubbing a little bit of stank on it. He's bending up to the notes instead of that usual Dimash absolute precision and pristine vocals. We're getting a little bit more distortion and a little bit more yeah instead of yeah, and it's fascinating. I love hearing incredibly talented performers, and don't get me wrong, blues players and people who write this sort of thing, it's given me those Southern rock vibes like, Black Velvet by Alana Miles or someone like that, right? Where it's kind of dark and it's kind of shimmery kind of blues dirge kind of stuff, like that reverb, the delay that's on the snare, just things like that. It's just so rock and roll. I've gone off tangent, but it's fun watching these classical performers just play in the sandpit and get a little dirty. I love it so much. Anyway, I'm going to jump back.
There's nothing but chains around me.
Oh.
I won't be broken, 'cause I'm gonna fight this time, fight every moment. Not gonna lie, it hurts this time, 'cause I am feeling alone on this side. Not gonna lie, I come back to.
You're hearing that distortion? Not gonna lie! It's so... Dimash has done distorted vocals before. Story One Sky is a perfect example, but he's sort of using it as a more subtle effect here to give it passion and emotion and a little bit of rock and roll. There's that delay. Listen to that.
I'm gonna fight this time, fight every moment. Not gonna lie, it hurts this time, 'cause I am feeling alone on this side. Not gonna lie, I come back to life when I've got you.
just so gospel, right?
My love, oh my baby, you are the best thing to happen. I can't manage on the get always get what you give me, single thing and every little step that they take.
Wow. Okay, so that was really interesting. That gave me a vibe of like he was emulating a blues guitar solo, right? Rather than using diction and elocution to create the words, he's turned them into notes, right? It's almost scat singing, especially towards the end. I think he just starts scat singing. Just listen, it just sounds like a solo. Yeah, exactly what a guitar player would play.
Make it all worth it, baby.
Oh, wow. Oh. Oh.
Finding my place.
Oh, yeah.
Just a man in a man's world.
Man and
That's
cool.
It easy these days, but when I come home to your sweet love,
Yes.
the sides of heaven, I got my right or die in my arms all night. Not gonna lie, it hurts sometimes when I am feeling alone on this side. Not gonna lie, I come back to life when I'm with you. You are my
Oh,
God.
so cool.
Try to heaven, I haven't you in my life, my love. Oh, my baby, you are the best thing to happen. I can't manage on the get always get what you give me, single thing and every little step that they take. You make it all worth it, baby.
Oh, there is a guitar solo. There had to be. They just had to be. Ah, it's really tasteful too.
Not gonna lie, it hurts sometimes when I am feeling alone on this side. Not gonna lie, I come back to life when I'm with you. You are my God.
It's a good hook, man.
I haven't you in my life.
Oh, now we're getting gospel. Very cool. Oh, very neat. Very cool. Hang on. Man, okay. That is not what I had in mind when I clicked on this, but I'm so glad I did. Because, boy, this is a completely different side of Dimash that I've never witnessed. Let's talk about the music video a little bit. So I love it's a little bit of a trope, but it's it's so beautifully executed and it's so deftly maneuvered into his universe, if that makes sense. Like it's so cool. Like I guess the concept of the clip is she's a journalist and she's going to interview Dimash, you know, secretive, dark vampire Dimash, right? And we get to, you know, the world's finally going to get to see the other side of him, right? And so she has this sort of like swoon style fantasy dreamscape thing of an experience. It's very similar if you've ever watched Bram Stoker's Dracula, where, you know, the young I don't know their names, but Keanu and Winona are, you know, they're sort of brought to this castle in order for the Count to reconnect with his dead love, right? In the form of Winona, who's kind of her doppelganger. He's very charming and he's very elusive and secretive and dark, but he has this ulterior motive, and that is to reconnect with her and bring her back into his soul, right? And that's kind of what this is. It's like he's this dark, evil vampire. It's almost like a Beauty and the Beast thing as well, which is very much like Meatloaf's song "I'll Do Anything for Love." If you haven't seen the music video for that, it's a beautiful example of the 90s, but it's also, you know, a stunning music video as well of, you know, Beauty and the Beast and this dark and mysterious castle and this dark, mysterious figure who is somehow managed to overcome the initial shock value to sort of bring someone in, and they can see through that and they can see the beauty that is within, right? And so, you know, it's very similar to this. But man, I mean, I love Dimash's take on this vocally. I love that he's gone for that sort of the gospel-y kind of bluesy sort of thing. He's, like I said earlier, he's rubbed some stank on it. He's sort of got some of that grit and distortion, but only when necessary. He's not overcooking it. He's not going, I'm going to try something different. I'm going to sing a completely different style, and I'm going to just, you know, do a Louis Armstrong on this one, you know, the whole way through. But he plays around with it, and he gets a little bit. Dimash knows the secret of good songwriting, and that is constant surprises. Always coming around a corner and coming face to face with something you didn't expect is what gives you that dopamine hit and makes you go, wow, I didn't see that coming. And, you know, some of that is these cool sort of bluesy notes and these guitar style pentatonic lick runs that he's doing. And some of it is, you know, occasionally throwing in his crazy vocal tones, you know.
There's nothing but every moment.
Ah, those licks are so good. But where's that middle eight? Before this or after this?
Not gonna lie, because sometimes when I am feeling alone.
See, this is all really clean.
Not gonna lie, come back
bit of distortion.
to life when I got you. You are my God.
It's so uplifting, but it still manages to lean into the darkness a little bit, right? And then if I'm not mistaken, we bring in some gospel choral parts here, which is kind of cool. Even his timbre up high there, it's kind of got this kind of, I mean... Hear that sort of, that saturation? You know, it's kind of, that's what I'm saying, how he's sort of emulating a guitar sound. Now listen again to how his timbre changes on those high bits. Right here, ready? It has that vibe to it. Yeah, man. He's just a master craftsman, right? He doesn't just get in the studio and sing the lyrics. He clearly is placing every element into the song for its most effective sort of surprise moment. And that's the beauty of it. It's never overcooked. You know, this song does have a little bit of repetition throughout it of that hook, but it's supposed to, because it's technically this is a pop song, right? I was kind of listening to this, especially when the song began. I'm listening to the production, and there's a lot of modern sort of elements to it. And it made me wonder if he's drawing a little bit from the world of like K-pop and stuff right now, where they have really good production. They have this ability to take pretty much a standard concept for pop music and just push so much modern interpretation into what would ordinarily just be a simple beat, you know, and that's that gives it so much color and vibe, but it also allows them to sort of draw from concepts of say 90s like R&B and things like that, and then make them feel like 2024. See those 808 hats
Taking my way,
and just low.
wait ourselves to the river, ran lost for days, 'cause I'm looking for freedom. There's nothing but chains around me, but I won't be broken.
That low sort of F note is just a great contrast to what he's doing up high. It's got so much space because, you know, you got like this, like, and you're singing up here. There's a big gap between that, and there's not much else going on other than some sort of hi-hats and things. And what that allows you to do is then when something more exciting comes along, you can fill that space with things, you know, like guitars and, you know, maybe some bass guitar, some synths, some choral vocals, whatever. It just, again, it shows songwriting maturity. It allows, you know, the song to grow the way that it needs to. And even after we've had a couple of really big choruses, they find a way at the end of the song to sort of imbue a little bit more of that cultural element to it with some choral vocals that sound very gospel-y and things like that. Either way, this is a pop masterpiece. It really is. It's one, again, it's like when I listen to, you know, BTS and Stray Kids and listen to their production and how the songs are put together. They're modern masterpieces. They really are. And if you're at all interested in popular music production and you don't agree with that, then you're not listening to the right songs. You know, this is another example of that. It's the way Dimash can dip his toe into the world of pop a little bit more in a cool, edgy way that especially fans of his that love his classical stuff are going to feel like this is a super edgy music video. As somebody who comes from the metal world, it really isn't. But it doesn't matter. It's edgy enough, right? It's edgy. It makes you feel like, ooh, Dimash is a little bit sexy in this one. He's a little bit sort of edgy and dark. And, you know, it's a romance novel in a music video. That's what it is. Yeah. Anyway, I've waffled on way too long at this point. Thank you for sticking around. I hope you do value my opinion on things like this, such that it is. If you feel like I've brightened your day at all, feel free to support the channel just by clicking the link in the description to just buy me a coffee. Or, you know, like, share, follow, subscribe. That really helps. Anywhere that you can sort of get my videos out there into communities and things like that is super helpful. Comment, especially if you feel like, you know, you want to say something, or if I got anything wrong particularly, or if you like what I did, jump in the comments. That helps boost the videos as well. I appreciate every single one of you for watching. Thank you so much. I'll catch you on the next one.